those.
You got
kids,
90
right?
towns that currently have school choice. There's a lot of other towns that would like school choice. There's been a lot of discussion whether you should expand school choice, whether you should limit school choice, what should you do with school choice. So that's part of the discussion.
I really encourage that school choice, as defined in Vermont right now, is maintained, and frankly, it should be expanded.
So we heard from a lot of people who said, please don't take this away. I moved here to Vermont because I wanted to be able to send my student to the school of my choice.
Parents know their kids very well. If we could expand school choice and allow parents to choose schools for their kids, and we will be much more successful in education, because we know from research, when kids are happy, when parents are happy, kids do well, they stay in school, they're much less likely to drop out.
I do want to encourage you to, whatever you do, is to keep school choice, for those families that they can make those decisions of what's best for their family.
You're drawing students to the higher quality education for better educational outcomes for the kids. So the schools that don't succeed in that marketplace will fail and close, and you'll realize more savings that way.
Because when I said expand school choice, I spoke a little more broadly than I meant to. And I mean expand public school choice. And I don't have anything against private schools. I'm the product of 12 years of private Catholic education in Rutland myself. I think it's wonderful and it's important, but I do think you have to understand that the private schools don't have all the burdens that the public schools have. And so I think you have to be really careful about school choice. And I think it should be expanded public school choice, not private school.
One thing that concerns me is not all of the schools where we send our students offer an equal educational opportunity for all students. Some of the schools we have entrance qualifications, they don't offer special education, and they don't have the program and the capacity to deal with students who may have behavioral learning problems and other disabilities. So one of the things that I would like to urge the Senate committee, as I spoke to the House committee about, is to look at, when you tackle the issue of school choice, is to look beyond the simple dollars and cents to say, are public dollars going to support all children?
The existing supervisory unions and make them into unified school districts. And just say, this is how it is, how the Department of Ed, working with the Superintendent's Association, the School Boards Association, and the Principals Association, and the NEA, come up with procedures for how that would happen over a period of time.
We send our students to 19 different schools in 5 states. 3 out of my 5 schools at school boards and communities really do relish the notion of choice.
Now, let's get down to local control. Let's have local control where they can say, the parents can choose where they want their kids to go.
Many families choose towns because of the schools. And I think there's a growing number of people who have moved to Vermont or have moved towns within Vermont because of school choice, because they can seek to place their student or their child in a school of their choice. I think if that is promoted actively, we're losing kids in the state of Vermont and families. We may be able to attract people to the state. Like you've heard.
It seems to me like if we were to open up school choice, we could do away with a very difficult law, Act 60, Act 68. We could meet the requirements of equalizing opportunities for everybody. We just throw out Act 60, 68, which would save many of us here in this room a lot of money.
I think the only way you're going to get any kind of political will behind this thing is to say to the 90 towns or whatever it is to have school choice, is to still allow them to have school choice. So I think you should really look at, if you form unified school districts, I would have school choice pre-K through 12 in that body.
not outside that body?
That's the first thing. Second thing would be for the towns that already have it, to have their support, I would still allow them to have that school choice. But I would have them have a designated school, or schools in my case, Richford and Enosburg.
Yeah.
And whatever the lowest tuition rate was, that's the most that that town should have to pay for a kid to go to another school.
Really encourage all of us, educators, representatives, senators, to go visit the different schools and learn the subtleties of what those schools are all about. And ask the question how South Burlington, or Missisquoi, or Burton, or the Sharon Academy, or SoRo meets the needs of their kids. We can take the benefits of independent schools, the positives that independent schools have, and that public schools have, and grow something different.